Go ahead and start reading it. Start developing a unit, an answer sentence. Jada bought 2 boxes of sandwich rolls for her Jamaican food truck. There are 8 packages in each box, and there are 5 sandwich rolls in each package. How many sandwich rolls did Jada buy? Go ahead and write your answer sentence when you know what you're counting at the top of your page, please. What am I counting in this problem? I saw lots of you writing answer sentences, which means your hand should be up because you know what I'm counting. What are the things that I'm counting? What's my unit? Jalen?
The unit you're counting is sandwich rolls?
I'm counting sandwich rolls. That's the thing I'm counting. I'm trying to figure out what could be my answer sentence. So lots of people writing, lots of options. Zach, what'd you come up with?
Jada brought like Jamaican rolls.
Sandwich rolls. Make sure it says sandwich rolls. That's our unit. That will work. Anyone say anything slightly different? Rylan?
Jada bought like sandwich.
That'll work. Evelyn?
Jada bought sandwich rolls.
Okay. Jada. I'm hearing a lot of versions of Jada bought blank sandwich rolls. I don't know. I can change it. All right. We got a lot happening here. Do I know the total amount of sandwich rolls? No. Let's crank out our bar model. I always start with my whole or total because I can just look in my problem and see if it tells me. You guys already told me that it didn't tell me my total. So I'm going to put a question mark there. I don't know my total or my whole. But I've got a lot of groups of rolls happening. I've got boxes, I've got packages, and I've got rolls. There's a lot happening. What's the biggest group that I have? Boxes, packages, or rolls? What's going to hold the most? It's going to be the biggest group. Kaden? Boxes. If you go to a store and you bought a whole box of, I don't know, Cheetos, that would be so many. So much more than just one bag of Cheetos. Right? Alright, Kaden, how many boxes did we buy? 2. I'm going to go ahead and split up my parts to show my 2 boxes. Now, what was inside those 2 boxes? I like that I see Huxley's looking at the problem. The answers to my questions don't come from space. What's inside of these boxes? John?
There are 5.
Nope.
5 or 6.
Nope. More than that. Carl?
8.
8 what?
8 sandwich rolls?
No.
Oh,
What's inside these boxes? I need you to take your hand out of your sleeve, please. Madison? 8 packages. Okay, so here's box number 1. How many packages are in here? 8. Here's package 1, package 2, package 3, package 4, package 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 packages in each box. So how many is in the other box?
8.
Go ahead and draw 8 in the other box too. Now are those packages or rolls?
Packages.
Packages. What's inside of the package?
Rolls.
Rolls. 5 rolls. So inside this package, there's how many? What about this package? Go ahead and fill all those packages with our 5 rolls. Figure it out. Sounds like a problem you can solve. Now here comes the tricky part. We've got our picture, we've got our model. We know what's happening, but now we need a math equation to match that. So we have 2 options. Do you want to count rolls first? Or do you want to count the boxes first? This is the part where you're raising your hand. Gio, what you thinking? Rolls? Do you want to count rolls or boxes first? Okay, so we're going to start with rolls. How many rolls are there? 5 in each package. How many packages are there? Okay, so we've got 8 groups of 5. What is 8 groups of 5? Someone explain that to me. Using my story, where did I get 8 groups of 5? Where did that come from? Macklin? Yeah, I had 8 packages of 5 rolls. But is that the only packages I had? No. So that was only 1 box. How many boxes did I have? 2. So I'm going to take this, because this is my 1 box, and multiply it by 2. Sure. So I have 8 groups of 5, and I have 2 groups of that. Can we see the 8 groups of 5 here? And then I have another 8 groups of 5. I could write this without the parentheses as 8 groups of 5 and then 2 of those groups. That is still correct.
Oh, but they only 8 groups of 5.
Exactly. What if, so Gio said I wanted to think about the rolls first. What if I wanted to think about the boxes first? How many boxes are there?
2.
Bryson, how many boxes are there? 2. So I have 2, you're writing, I'm writing, groups of, 2 groups of,
8.
is it 8 or 5? Look inside your 2 groups.
8.
It's 2 groups of 8. I got 8 packages here and 8 packages here. So hang on, pump the brakes a little bit. I have 2 groups of 8 packages. Now what's in each package? 5 with 5 in each one. Could I put parentheses?
Yes.
Yeah. The reason why is because I have the same operation, that is addition or multiplication, so I can go in any order. Could I do that if this was a subtraction? No. Could I do that if this was addition right here? No. Because multiplication is more powerful than addition. They have to be the same level of powerful, and they have to be either addition or multiplication. Now I get to solve. Now I have some choices. What do you want to solve? Either equation will get me there. But now I get to choose what makes my brain happy. Heidi?
2 times 5.
Okay, so Heidi wants to start here and say 2 times 5. Heidi, what is the value of 2 times 5? 10. Okay, so now we have 8 groups of 10. How did we get 8 groups of 10? Someone besides Heidi tell me. That's not many. How did I get 8 groups of 10? I don't have a 10 up there. Where did that come from? Jalen, where'd that come from?
It came from the 5 times 2.
Yeah, she squished together that 5 times 2, which gave her 10. Do those two sides of my equal sign look the same? Are they worth the same?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Heidi, now we got 8 times 10. What's 8 times 10 worth?
8.
We just solved it. What if I wanted to solve it a different way? Heidi picked that way, but I like doing my 5s first. So I might solve 8 groups of 5 first. What is 8 groups of 5 worth? I should see everyone's hand because I know you can skip count by 5s.
This one, how about you? It's a clock.
You can look at the clock, yeah. I'm gonna wait until I see everyone's hands. Bryson's it up. Better figure it out. You can use your fingers, you can use the clock. Eight groups of 5. Bryson, what did you get? Nope. 8 groups of 5, not 8 groups of 10. Try again. Skip count by 5. You can do that. Macklin, what'd you get? Oh, so close. Try again. John, what'd you get?
40.
40. So 2 times 8 times 5 is worth 2 groups of 40. How did I get 2 groups of 40? Where did that come from? Come on, Bryson, look alive.
Right, talk about what strategy is.
Well, how did I get that? I had 2 times 8 times 5. So how did I get 2 times 40? I don't have 40 up there. Tegan, how'd that happen? Yeah, I solved 8 times 5. Equals 80. Hey, that's the same value I already got. That's okay. Does it feel like it's making a little bit more sense? Not as crazy as the first time. Rylan? Yeah. So Rylan says, hey, let's switch it up. Let's do 2 groups of 8 times 5. We'll start there. What is 2 groups of 8 worth? I should see everyone's hands because you can do your 2s. You can do your 2s. I need everyone's hands up. Huxley? 16 equals 16 groups of 5. 60 groups of 5? Where did that come from? Don't do that. It's not as cute as you think it is. Okay, then where did 16 groups of 5 come from? Yeah, but 2 times 8 is worth 16. I just put it in a different form. Right? Still worth the same. What's 16 times 5? Do you have to count by your 5s?
No.
You gonna count by 16?
No.
How do you know what it is? Because you don't really have to think about it at all. What is 16 groups of 5? It's not a trick question. Gio? How'd you do that?
Because we already did it 2 times.
We've already done it twice. We just rearranged it. So we know the end total is just 80. Now, that being said, which one of these ways made your brain the happiest? Because I can tell you, no thank you, 16 groups of 5 is not making my brain happy. I don't like that. I'd rather pick ways that are easier for my brain. Carl, which one made you the happiest?
The bottom one.
This one, you like doing 16 groups of 5? Well, that's probably because you knew the answer already. But having to count 16 groups of 5 would be a big bummer. Macklin?
I like the middle one.
The middle one, doing 40 and then 2 groups of 40. Yeah, that was pretty. That one was made my head feel good. Bryson?
The middle one.
The middle one. Who else left the middle one? Who got the top one? A couple of you. This is the cool part. This is now when we get math that you get to pick what works for you. So if you're like, hey, I only want to multiply easy numbers, you can do that. That's pretty cool. This is where math gets really cool, I think. All right, let's try another one. Tegan, no thank you. You can draw a line or go to the next page. You decide if you've got room. If you've got room, just work on the bottom half. If you need to go to the next page, that's fine. There are 2 classes of 3rd graders. In each class, there are 3 rows of desks with 7 desks in each row. Write a multiplication expression to find the number of desks in both classes together. What am I counting? This is a little tricky. You might want to read that one more time. I'll give you some seconds to read it through. Huxley, what am I counting? I'm counting desks. Now, we don't necessarily need an answer sentence for this one because I don't have a question, but we're going to make a mini one. Blank desks. Like a mini answer sentence. There's no question. So we're not going to write a whole sentence, but we are going to write kind of like a mini one. Alright, but we do still get a bar model. Come on, Bryson, you're behind now. Madison, what's the thing I'm counting again? Desks. Does it tell me the total number of desks in that problem? No, it doesn't. So I don't know my total. What's the biggest group in this problem? So I have classes classes are a group. I have rows. Rows are groups. And I have desks. Which one of those is the biggest? That's where I'm going to start. Carl? The classes. How many classes do I have? 2. Let's make them. John?
Does these ones count as spot fingers?
What line?
These lines?
Yes, those are spot figures. So far, so good? Well, what's happening in each of those classes? What's my next grouping? Bryson?
7 desks.
Do I just have 7?
14.
I don't have 14 even up there. What's happening? Think about it. You're on the right track, but think about it a little bit more. Zach, what are you thinking?
There's 7.
Does it say there's 7 desks in each class? You guys are on the right track, but we're missing some information. Macklin?
There's 3 rows, and each row has 7 desks.
Yeah, so we got to do our rows first. So here's a row of desks, here's a row of desks, and here's a row of desks. Carl Hood. So did each row only have, did each class only have 7 desks?
No.
Only 7? No, they had more than that. Because they had 7 here, 7 here, 7 here. What about that other class? They got no desks? They got the same setup. Same setup. Yeah. Colby. No. All right. Now we're on equation time. Do you want to do the desks first or the classes first? Madison? Classes. All right, how many classes we got, Madison? 2. 2 groups. What's going on in those groups? What's going on in those classes? They each have 3 rows or 3 groups of 7.
Wait, why do you not have plus sign?
There's not a plus sign because we are all counting groups. Remember when I use groups, I'm going to be using multiplication. Colby, what if I wanted to find out my desks first? Let's fix our language. Give me better language. Groups. 3 groups of 7. And 2 groups of that. Those 2 equations, they look different. Yes? But I know they're worth the same because I have the same factors and I have the same operations. Let's pick our order. How do you want to solve it? You choose. Pick happy numbers. Pick friendly numbers. Bryson, sit up. Mackenzie, how are we solving it? What do you want to do first? All right, Mackenzie wants to do 3 times 7. Solve for 3 times 7. Remember, use 2 times 7 plus another 7.
It says 7.
3 groups of 7, yeah. Three groups of 7. Everybody, what is 2 groups of 7? 14. Add 7 more. 21. All right, so now I have 2 groups of 21. Madison, how did I get 2 groups of 21? Because I don't see 21 anywhere on this picture, anywhere over here. Where did that even come from? Mackenzie, not Madison, sorry.
Since you did 3 times 7.
Yeah, I just replaced 3 times 7 with something that was worth the same, 21. So far, so good? What's 2 groups of 21? I'm not sure why your notebook is closed. 2 groups of 21. That's your doubles. Add that up. You don't see all these hands? Heidi? 42. Mackenzie, that's probably the order I would have picked. Would anyone else have done that order? No! Right, what order are you going in? Ooh. 2 groups of 3. I'm writing, you're writing. Groups of 7. So he did 2 groups of 3 first, which is worth what? What is 2 groups of 3 worth? 6 groups of 7. So now we've got 6 groups of 7. Ooh, 6s are hard. But 6s are really close to what friendly number? 5s. What's 5 groups of 7? You're not looking at me skip count, you skip count. Zach? 35. Plus 1 more 7. Got 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Yeah? 42! Hey, we already knew that. Could you have done 2 groups of 7? And then multiply that by 3? You had 14 groups of 3. That sounds kind of terrible, but you could have. So far, so good? All right. We're going to stop here on our notes. I want you to get out the math task from your classwork folder that you worked on yesterday. For all you were not here, can you check the extra copies bin? So it should be in your classwork folder. You can put your math notebook away, that's fine. Get out that math task from your classwork folder that we did yesterday. It's the one about baskets of candy. All right, our task that we started working on, some of you might have finished, some of you might not have, says Stephanie has 4 baskets of candy. Can you picture that in your brain? Think about what that might look like. I'm picturing my favorite candy, personally. 4 baskets of candy. Each basket has 6 pieces. I'm banking on king-size pieces. I don't know that, but that's what I'm pretending. Mary brings more candy. Do we know exactly how much Mary brought? Do I know what Mary brought? No, I just know she bought more. Now there are 48 pieces of candy. You're going to have 10 more minutes to, actually a little less than 10 more minutes to work with your partners. Then we're going to come back together. If you've already finished it, you're just going to leave it on your desk and transition into your math choice board. If your group has not finished it, you're going to use this time to work with your partner some more on this problem. Does that make sense?
What?
Everyone go check in with your partner and see if you need to work on it more or if you are done. All right, crew, so we were looking at this task. You were solving this with your partner. We've got Stephanie has 4 baskets of candy. Each basket has 6 pieces. Mary brings more candy, and now there are 48 pieces of candy. What was the first piece that I needed to figure out before I could figure out how much Mary brought? Because it doesn't tell me how much Mary brought, but there are some pieces that I can figure out. What's something that I could figure out? I should see lots of hands because I see most of you have done this part. Evelyn?
So first you have to multiply 4 times 6.
Why?
And then you get that answer.
Which is what? What does that tell me? Give me it in the context of my story. What is that telling me?
Well, Stephanie has these 4 baskets, and she puts 6 pieces in each.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to count how many there are in multiplication. So then you can start from there and go to 48.
Okay, so Evelyn's saying I need to start with 4 groups of 6. Give me 2 signal if you figured that out. That's going to give us Stephanie's candy. Is that going to tell us anything about Mary? No. When you did 4 groups of 6, you could have used many strategies. I saw a lot of circles. I saw a lot of bar models. I saw some addition. I saw some break apart. What total did you get for Stephanie's candy? How much candy did Stephanie bring? This should be your part 1. So I should see hands. How much candy did Stephanie bring, Carl?
24.
24 what?
Pieces of candy.
Yeah. So we know Stephanie brought 24 pieces. So far, so good? Okay, so I've got Stephanie's candy here. But then what happened? So Stephanie's got her candy, but then what happened? Think about our story. What happened next? Jalen?
Mary brought 9 pieces of candy.
Yeah, she brought some more, right? What operation would I use to say someone brought more? Does that sound like subtraction? No. So what operation is it? Colby? Yeah, I'm going to add. What am I adding? Do I know? That sounds like a mystery number to me. Four groups of 6 plus mystery number. What is that worth? Look at that problem. It'll tell you. What is that going to be worth? Look at that problem. Zach?
24.
Nope, not 24. If we add Stephanie's, which is right here, that's Stephanie's, and we add up Mary's, how much candy do we have? It tells us in the problem. Huxley? We have 48 pieces. If you don't have this equation, write it somewhere on your paper.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly that equation. If you don't have it, write it somewhere on your paper. If you've run out of room, put it on the back.
And top to bottom.
Somewhere on your paper. If you've run out of room, put it on the back.
On part 1 or part 2?
somewhere on your paper. If you run out of room, put it on the back. This looks like just like our math puzzles that we work on, right? I have a missing number, but I have real numbers I can work with. I can solve 4 groups of 6. What is 4 groups of 6 worth? Plot twist, you've already told me the answer to that. Hayden? 24. So now I'm going to rewrite, instead of saying 4 groups of 6, I'm just going to say, hey, 24 plus Mary's mystery number equals my 48 pieces. You might have that equation already down. What's going to go in that mystery number to make that equation true? John, you with us? Just making sure. What could go in there to make that equation true? Bryson?
24.
24 plus 24, is that going to give us 48?
Yes.
Yes, it is. How many pieces of candy did Stephanie bring? How many pieces of candy did Stephanie bring, Gio? 24. How many pieces of candy did Mary bring? Carl? 24. They all look the same thing. Whatever you've got, that's fine. Make sure you've got the equations that I've got. You're going to turn them into the math bin. John, turn that into the math bin, please. And then we've got a few more minutes to work on our math choice board. Just a few.